Welcome on board, Chosen One. Funny how everyone pretended they did not see you coming. Please stop scrolling right now and listen. This is an urgent divine interception. You did not click this video by accident today. Your intuition dragged you here because heaven is trying to hand you the decoder ring for the bizarre events happening around you. Take one slow breath. That strange tightness in your chest is not random anxiety. The way you woke up at 3 in the morning with your mind racing was not a coincidence. Stop letting the world convince you that you are just stressed or losing your grip. That is your spirit detecting a massive shift in your timeline. You are sensing the exact moment the spiritual tables are turning. They always described you the same way, didn't they? You were too kind. You were too forgiving. You were always the one who stayed quiet just to keep the peace. And because of that immense grace, they severely underestimated you. They thought your silence was a weakness they could easily exploit. They thought they could drain your light and simply walk away without any consequences. But heaven works in ways they will never understand. Welcome to your era of quiet authority, Chosen One. The very people who ignored your texts and drained your energy are suddenly feeling incredibly uncomfortable. They are pacing their floors. They are feeling a sudden heavy dread, and they do not know why. But you are about to know why. They thought betrayal would break you completely. Instead, it activated a primal and dangerous level of spiritual power inside you. The darkness is actively panicking right now. They realize they played with the absolute wrong one. Every single demon assigned to destroy your confidence is now scrambling in sheer terror. They see the crown of authority descending upon your head. Do not scroll past this. Heaven is about to expose exactly what is happening behind the scenes of your life. Those who plotted against you are watching everything they built start to crumble. A massive table is being prepared for you in their direct presence. But there is a hidden message inside this current shift. It is something you will completely miss if you swipe away too soon. If you leave now, the blessing will still arrive, but you will not have the spiritual equipment to hold it or protect it. The breakthrough will happen, but you will not know what to do with the immense power. You must stay locked on this message until the final second. I am going to reveal the fatal trap the darkness is laying down right now to sabotage your ultimate victory. Let us go back for a moment. Think about the severe isolation you endured over the past 12 months. People you trusted suddenly turned cold. Opportunities you worked hard for evaporated into thin air. You felt entirely abandoned by the universe, while those who lied and cheated seemed to prosper. It was an agonizing season of endless silent tears. But you must understand this crucial truth. You were never being punished. You were being divinely isolated. For a kingdom-level upgrade, heaven had to ruthlessly remove those counterfeit connections to clear your energetic field. Your aura had to be purified before the true wealth could be deposited. The people who left were literally protecting you by walking away. Now look at the present moment. The tide has violently turned against those who mocked your pure heart. The karmic wheel is spinning with terrifying speed. They are experiencing the exact confusion and despair they once projected onto you. But this time they do not have your beautiful light to feed on. They are starving in the dark while you are stepping into the sun. Right now, the elite forces do not want you to hear these next words. They are terrified of what happens when a chosen one fully wakes up to their authority. If you take your eyes off this screen, you will single-handedly strip yourself of the key to recognizing your new reality. Do you want to know exactly why divine timing is descending upon you right now? Brace yourself. The universe is aligning a massive collision of blessings just for you, but you need the decoder ring to understand the signs. The physical reality around you is about to bend to your new frequency. Your enemies are watching this happen, and their regret is absolute torture. They cannot stop the flood of abundance that has just been released in your name. So make a promise to your future self, right now. Do not let this vital message fade into the noise of the internet. Listen closely, because the truth about your rigorous test is about to be completely revealed. The secret hidden in this transmission will finally make everything in your life make perfect sense. Your era of suffering is over. The era of claiming your throne begins today. You have paid the price in full. You walked through the fire when no one else was willing to stand by your side. And now the universe is stepping in to balance the scales. The vengeance of the divine is not loud or chaotic. It is silent, and it is absolutely final. The people who thought they buried you are about to realize you were a seed all along. Get ready to bloom. Let us take a moment to look at where you are standing right now. You are exhausted in a way that sleep cannot fix. You feel a deep ache in your bones from carrying the weight of relationships that were entirely one-sided. You gave them your golden energy. You poured your heart into empty vessels. And when you finally needed them, they turned their backs and left you in the cold. You remember the times you stayed up late comforting people who would not even check on you the next morning. You compromised your own boundaries just to keep the peace. You swallowed your truth so many times because you did not want to hurt their fragile egos. They called you their best friend when they needed a life raft. But the moment they reached the shore, they forgot you completely. I need you to hear this next truth with your entire soul. Stop blaming yourself for loving too deeply. Stop looking in the mirror and calling yourself foolish for believing in the good of others. Your immense capacity to love is not a flaw. It is the exact frequency of the divine flowing through your physical vessel. You did not attract toxic people because you were broken. You attracted them because you are filled with the exact light they are desperately missing. The narcissists and energy vampires flocked to your warmth because they live in perpetual darkness. They saw your pure heart, and they viewed it as an endless buffet. They took and took until you were completely drained. But you must understand that their greed has nothing to do with your worth. And now you find yourself sitting in this heavy silence. The phone does not ring like it used to. The circle of friends has shrunk down to almost nobody. You look around the empty room, and a quiet voice whispers that you have been forgotten by the universe. The profound loneliness grips your chest and makes you wonder if you will always walk this path alone. You feel entirely isolated. But wait, before you spiral into that dark place, I want you to pause. Take a deep breath right now. This isolation is not a punishment for your past mistakes. You are not alone because you are unlovable or difficult to deal with. Heaven deliberately stripped those people away from your timeline. They were actively blocking the massive blessing that is trying to reach you. The universe saw how much they were taking from you. The divine forces watched as they slowly chipped away at your beautiful confidence. So, a divine intervention was strictly mandated. The sudden endings and harsh rejections were actually aggressive acts of spiritual protection. It hurts deeply because your human heart wanted them to stay, but your soul knew they had to be removed. Think about the sheer strength it took to survive those betrayals. You had to drag yourself out of the dark pit while the people who pushed you in walked away laughing. You stitched your own wounds together in the middle of the night. You woke up the next day and still chose to be kind to a world that was incredibly cruel to you. That is not weakness, chosen one. That is supreme power. Every time you felt a strange knot in your stomach around them, your intuition was screaming the truth. You tried to ignore the red flags because you wanted to see their potential, but your spiritual radar was flawlessly accurate from the very beginning. You knew they were not right for you. And now heaven is fully confirming what your gut told you all along. You were always right. You are a rare soul. You are an anomaly in a world that thrives on superficial connections and hidden agendas. Your spirit is entirely different from the masses. And because you are different, you require a completely different level of spiritual protection. Tap the like button right now as an act of agreement with what God just spoke directly to your weary heart. Anchor this truth. You must stop looking at your empty hands and feeling like a victim. Your hands are only empty because the universe forced you to drop the toxic baggage you were carrying. You cannot receive a kingdom-level inheritance if your hands are full of cheap distractions. The people who abandoned you did you the greatest favor of your entire lifetime. They gave you your energy back. But here is the deeper layer to this profound phenomenon. While you have been sitting in the quiet trying to heal your shattered heart, something massive has been happening on the other side. The people who broke you are not living the perfect lives they project on the internet. Behind their fake smiles, a terrifying reality is beginning to set in. They are starting to notice your absence. The sudden withdrawal of your golden energy has left them completely starving. They thought they could easily replace you with someone else, but they are quickly realizing that your divine frequency cannot be replicated. I need you to pay close attention to this next part, because the reason your past had to be so incredibly painful is tied to a secret cosmic mechanism, a secret they desperately tried to hide. Remember when they tried to destroy your beautiful character? They spread vicious lies and deliberately twisted your words. You stood there and said absolutely nothing. People thought you were simply surrendering to their cruelty because you did not fight back. They assumed you lacked the courage to defend your good name, but they were entirely wrong about your quiet reaction. Your silence was not cowardice at all. Your silence was actually a highly advanced spiritual strategy. The divine forces placed a heavy seal over your mouth to fiercely protect you. If you had argued with them, you would have willingly handed over your precious energy to vampires who only wanted to drag you down to their miserable level. Heaven knew that engaging in their chaotic drama would only poison your pure soul, so you stayed quiet. You let them expose themselves completely. Narcissists thrive on your emotional reactions and desperate explanations. They laid a trap hoping you would explode in wild anger. They wanted you to cry and beg for them to finally understand your side of the story. But when you gave them absolute nothingness, it completely shattered their dark illusion of control. Your lack of response became a massive mirror, reflecting their ugly behavior. You are no longer the empath who constantly begged to be understood by blind people. The crucible of pain has quietly forged you into a master of your reality. From this moment on, your energy demands supreme respect without a single word spoken. You do not need to scream to establish your firm boundaries anymore. Your powerful presence alone is enough to shift the atmosphere of any room you enter. They expected you to chase them down and desperately ask for closure. Instead, you simply walked away and let the universe handle the final karmic judgment. That was the most terrifying thing you could have possibly done to those toxic individuals. The silence you left behind is now ringing loudly in their ears every single night. It has become a heavy weight that they cannot escape. Take a deep breath right now and let this truth settle. You actually won the battle the exact moment you stopped participating in it. Every single word you held back became an unbreakable brick in your new spiritual fortress. You kept your golden energy safely locked inside your own physical vessel while they threw their tantrums. And because you did not waste your light, you are fully charged now. The people who attacked you are deeply disturbed by your peaceful state. They obsessively check your pages, looking for signs of your brokenness. They desperately want to see you posting sad messages or acting out in bitter anger. But all they see is someone who has completely leveled up and gracefully moved on with their life. Your total indifference is the ultimate disrespect that their egos cannot handle. Heaven used their wicked attacks to rigorously train your nervous system. The painful betrayal did not come to destroy your gentle spirit. It came to profoundly upgrade your intuition and teach you the immense value of your own sacred energy while permanently filtering out the fake friends from your timeline. You finally learned how to close the door and firmly throw away the key. You mastered the ancient art of becoming completely invisible to those who only wish to drain you. Look at how far you have traveled completely alone in the dark. You survived the brutal storm that was specifically designed to wash you away forever. And the silence after the storm hits incredibly different when you realize you were the storm all along. You slowly became the exact weapon you were desperately trying to survive. The universe watched you pass the ultimate test of restraint. Do you feel that subtle shift in your spirit right now? Your intuition is screaming that everything I am saying is absolutely true. The heavy burden of needing to constantly prove your worth has finally been lifted from your tired shoulders. You never have to explain your beautiful soul to a committed misunderstanding again. You are entirely released from the exhausting cycle of seeking endless validation. Because you held your peace, the divine forces are now speaking loudly on your behalf. The universe is actively clearing your name behind closed doors, while your enemies tremble in absolute fear of the impending karma. The truth about your pure intentions is being violently exposed to everyone who previously doubted you. You do not have to lift a single finger to fiercely defend your honor today. The spiritual realm is fighting your battles. But there is a deeper layer to this spiritual warfare that you must fully understand. The narcissists did not just stumble into your beautiful life by pure random chance. They were strategically deployed by a dark system that constantly feeds on your high vibration. Before we go any further, I have to address something extremely crucial. There is a physical mechanism they use to trap you. Listen carefully to what I am about to tell you next. Your beautiful silence broke their favorite toy, and now they are completely panicking. The dark system that relied on your constant anxiety is rapidly collapsing under the massive weight of your newfound peace. They are losing their toxic grip on your timeline right this very second. And this brings us to the ultimate revelation about their agenda. Let us pull back the curtain on the dark system. The narcissists did not target you because you were weak. They targeted you because your light was absolutely blinding. You possess a rare, energetic signature that they desperately crave, but can never naturally generate. They are essentially empty vessels, wandering in a spiritual wasteland. They recognized your pure vibration the moment you walked into the room. They saw your deep empathy, and they viewed it as a massive, unlimited power source. You must understand that these individuals do not experience love or joy like normal people do. They only experience severe hunger, and your beautiful golden energy was the perfect meal for their starving egos. So they attached themselves to your timeline. They mirrored your deepest desires and pretended to be exactly what you needed. They wore the perfect mask to bypass your spiritual defenses. But their ultimate goal was never to build a genuine connection with your beautiful soul. Their only mission was to siphon your life force until you were entirely depleted. Do you want to know exactly how they drain your energy? They manufacture constant chaos out of absolutely nowhere. They create unnecessary arguments right before you go to sleep or right before a big event. This is not accidental behavior at all. It is a highly calculated technique designed to throw your nervous system into total panic mode. When you are in a state of deep anxiety, your spiritual shield drops completely. You start overthinking and desperately trying to fix the imaginary problems they created. And in that precise moment of confusion, they attach a dark, energetic cord to your spirit. They literally drink your frantic emotional reactions like a vampire drinking fresh blood. They do not care if your reaction is positive or negative. They just need you to react so they can feel powerful and relevant. If you are crying, they feel a sick sense of total superiority. They want to keep you trapped in a low vibration of survival, so you never realize how incredibly powerful you actually are. They need you to stay small. They used gaslighting as their primary weapon against your mind. They completely twisted reality and convinced you that your flawless intuition was just crazy paranoia. They made you apologize for the exact things they were secretly doing behind your back. This twisted manipulation creates a dense fog in your brain that blocks your divine connection. Every single time you doubted yourself, they grew a little bit stronger. Every time you compromised your firm boundaries, they gained more control over your physical reality. They subtly trained you to walk on eggshells inside your own life. And while you were busy trying to keep them happy, they were quietly stealing your predestined kingdom blessings. This is the dark mechanism of the spiritual matrix. It operates through these narcissistic agents who act as gatekeepers to your highest timeline. They are sent to test your resolve and keep your frequency anchored in fear. If you are constantly exhausted and depressed, you cannot access the divine wealth transfer that has your exact name on it. But here is the most terrifying part about their dark agenda. They know exactly who you are, even if you have forgotten your true identity. The demons operating behind their human eyes recognize the royal anointing on your life. They know that if you ever wake up and claim your crown, their miserable reign of terror will end immediately. That is why their attacks against you have been so incredibly vicious lately. They are not fighting you just to hurt your feelings. They are fighting for their own energetic survival, because your rising frequency is slowly suffocating them. They are throwing every single weapon they have at you because they are entirely out of time. You have to recognize that this is a fierce spiritual battle disguised as normal human conflict. The toxic boss or the manipulative ex are simply physical avatars for a much darker, unseen force. They are pawns on a cosmic chessboard trying to block the master from taking the final winning move. But their pathetic strategy has a fatal flaw. Your deep empathy was never meant to be a permanent feeding ground for parasites. Heaven allowed them to attach to you for one specific reason. They were brought into your life to rigorously train you in the ancient art of spiritual warfare. You had to learn how to identify the darkness, so you could eventually become the weapon that destroys it. The universe is exposing their hidden mechanism right in front of your eyes. The fog of confusion is lifting, and you can finally see them for what they truly are. They are weak and insecure cowards, hiding behind a fragile mask of false confidence. And the moment you pull your precious energy away, their entire constructed reality begins to violently collapse. Now, I need you to pay close attention to this next critical truth. Your silent withdrawal has triggered a catastrophic chain reaction in the spiritual realm. The narcissistic agents who thought they broke you are now experiencing something deeply horrifying. But what exactly happens when you completely sever the cord and step into your silent power? When you finally stopped reacting to their games, a massive spiritual vacuum was created in the unseen realm. You calmly took your precious energy back and firmly locked the door behind you. Now the power dynamic has completely flipped upside down because they are starving. The narcissists are entirely cut off from their primary food source and are wandering in absolute panic today. This is the divine mechanism of the great reversal playing out right in front of your eyes. While you were quietly crying, the universe was busy collecting every single tear you dropped in the dark. Heaven was methodically building an ironclad case against those who abused your beautiful soul. The final gavel has dropped, and the cosmic judgment is absolutely final. Your enemies are suddenly feeling a terrifying heavy dread sitting right on their chests. They wake up in a cold sweat every night because their souls know exactly what is coming for them. They desperately try to find new victims to drain, but the stolen energy simply does not taste the same anymore. Nobody else carries that rare kingdom anointing that you so freely gave them. Every single vicious lie they told about you is suddenly boomeranging right back into their own faces. The hidden traps they carefully dug for your downfall are the exact pits they are violently falling into today. This is not just random karma at work. This is the universe fiercely defending a chosen one who gracefully refused to take earthly revenge. They cannot sleep peacefully anymore because the spiritual tables have turned completely against them. The dark entities they sent to destroy your peace have violently returned to their original sender. Because your frequency is vibrating too high, those dark arrows simply bounced right off your divine shield. And now those hungry demons are relentlessly attacking their own masters. Let us look closely at the exact signs of their current panic so you understand your power. Number 1 is their obsessive need to constantly monitor your new timeline. They are desperately stalking your digital footprint from fake accounts because they want to see you completely broken. But their twisted hope is entirely shattered every single time they look at you. Instead of seeing you ruined and begging for their toxic attention, they are forced to watch you glowing. They see a master of reality who has gracefully leveled up and left them entirely in the dust. Your profound silence is screaming so much louder than any angry words you could ever type. The realization that they could not break you is literally eating them alive. Number 2 is the sudden and unexplained collapse of their physical reality. The shiny doors of opportunity that used to open so easily for them are suddenly slamming shut in their faces. Their financial streams are inexplicably drying up overnight, and their superficial friends are rapidly abandoning ship. The grand illusion they built is finally breaking apart. Do you want to know the exact reason why everything is falling apart for them right now? It is because the immense blessing they enjoyed for so long was never actually theirs to begin with. They were only experiencing divine favor and protection because they were standing in close proximity to you. Your glowing aura was secretly funding their entire false reality for years. The moment heaven forcefully separated you from their toxic presence, the golden protection shield was permanently removed. The universe literally cut off their spiritual funding and left them to face the harsh consequences. Now they are standing in a burning room with absolutely nothing left to their name. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment today. You must understand that heaven is deliberately making a massive public spectacle of their spectacular defeat. The universe is physically forcing them to watch you rise to the exact throne they desperately tried to steal. They are completely paralyzed by the immense regret of mishandling a rare soul. They know they threw away a priceless diamond to collect cheap stones, and the agonizing guilt is driving them insane. But heaven is not just interested in punishing the miserable people who deliberately hurt you. The universe is actively transferring their stolen wealth directly back into your clean and waiting hands. Every single thing they wrongfully took from you is being replaced with something 10 times better. The Grand Restoration Protocol is fully activated in your current timeline. The profound peace you feel deep inside your chest right now is the undeniable proof of this victory. You no longer feel the exhausting urge to constantly explain yourself to committed misunderstandings. You are resting comfortably in the quiet authority of a true spiritual warrior who knows their worth. Your enemies are exhausting themselves trying to fight a war you already won, but you must be incredibly careful as you boldly walk into this new and elevated chapter. The sudden influx of divine power requires you to stay extremely alert to the shifts in your environment. Because while the old enemies are completely falling apart, the universe is sending you physical signs of your upgrade. Let me explain the bizarre symptoms you are feeling today. As the universe actively dismantles your enemies, a strange physical process is happening to your body right now. You are experiencing the intense symptoms of a massive spiritual upgrade. Your physical vessel is frantically trying to catch up with your new divine frequency. And the side effects of this rapid elevation are incredibly exhausting. You feel a deep fatigue that sleep simply cannot fix anymore. You are dealing with severe bouts of sudden insomnia. You randomly wake up at 3 in the morning feeling entirely alert. The silence of the room feels incredibly heavy. Your mind is racing with bizarre thoughts and random flashes of intuition. Do not reach for your phone. Heaven is literally downloading the new blueprints for your wealthy timeline while the rest of the world is sleeping. Another major sign of your divine upgrade is your extreme sensitivity to different energies. You can no longer tolerate crowded places or shallow conversations. Just walking into a normal grocery store leaves you feeling completely drained. You used to fake a smile and tolerate toxic people easily, but now your nervous system violently rejects anyone who carries a low vibration. This physical rejection is not a medical problem at all. It is your newly forged spiritual armor activating in real time. Your aura is actively burning away the dense energy from your past trauma. The universe is making you allergic to anything that does not match your new destiny. If a certain friend suddenly makes your chest feel incredibly tight, you must listen to that physical warning immediately. Your intuition has become razor sharp and shockingly accurate. You instantly know when someone is lying to your face without needing physical proof. You can literally feel the hidden intentions behind their fake words. This newfound psychic clarity is the ultimate gift of your painful isolation period. You are slowly morphing into a master of reality who cannot be manipulated ever again. You are also seeing the exact same numbers repeating everywhere you look. You check the clock, and it is always 1, 11, or 3, 33. You see these divine sequences on license plates and random receipts. These numbers are not mere coincidences. They are direct confirmation codes from the angelic realm, proving that your massive compensation is securely locked in and ready for delivery. The divine wealth transfer is actively loading into your physical reality today. But before the door swings completely open, you have to endure the final purge. Heaven is aggressively shaking your tree to see what dead leaves still need to fall. Sudden, unexpected expenses might pop up out of nowhere. Minor plans might suddenly fall apart. Do not let this temporary chaos completely discourage you. This rapid clearing process is creating the necessary empty space for your incoming miracles. You cannot put new wine into dirty old wineskins. The universe is forcefully removing the final traces of your poverty mindset. You are being stripped of your old identity so you can comfortably wear your new royal robes. The heavy pressure you feel is simply the universe squeezing the remaining doubt out of your spirit. Everything is perfectly aligned for your massive breakthrough. The spiritual realm has secured your victory and the dark forces are retreating. You can almost smell the rain of abundance coming over the horizon. But wait. Do not celebrate just yet, because right before the finish line, there is a terrifying trap waiting for you in the dark. I have to warn you about this fatal illusion before it is too late. This is the ultimate test from the universe to see if you actually learned your lesson. The darkness knows they cannot stop your blessing from arriving, so they have engineered a specific deception to make you drop the blessing the moment you receive it. 99% of chosen ones fail this final exam because they let their guard down. You need to pay close attention to this next critical warning. If you fall for this exact trick, the universe will delay your reward for another entire year. The massive door of opportunity will slam shut right in your face. The narcissistic enemies you just defeated will get their stolen power back instantly. You cannot afford to make a single mistake at this critical juncture. The finish line is so close, but the ground beneath your feet is lined with hidden explosives. Your new timeline demands absolute perfection in your spiritual discernment. The trap is already set, and the bait is hanging right in front of your eyes. The enemy is desperately waiting for you to take one false step and ruin everything. So how do you identify this final test and completely destroy their last trap? The answer is about to change the entire trajectory of your life forever. Listen carefully, because this is exactly how the enemy will try to strike. They will not come as a terrifying monster to scare you away. They will come wrapped in a very familiar package that you used to deeply love. The dark forces are going to use your own beautiful empathy against you one last time. You must prepare your heart for the ultimate emotional challenge that is arriving in your timeline tomorrow. Here is the ultimate truth about the fatal trap I warned you about earlier. The universe is going to send a ghost from your painful past right back into your current reality. Suddenly, your phone will light up with an unexpected message. It will be the exact narcissist who broke your heart. They will offer a fake apology and beg for another chance. This sudden return is absolutely not a genuine change of heart. It is a highly calculated spiritual test designed to strictly check your new boundaries. The dark system is using them as a Trojan horse to infiltrate your energy field right before the massive payout. They want to see if you are still that weak empath who easily forgives disrespect. You must not reply to that toxic message under any circumstances today. Do not even type out an angry response to defend your righteous honor. Your absolute silence is the massive weapon that completely destroys their hidden agenda. When you ignore their desperate attempt, you officially pass the final exam of the universe. You permanently sever the dark cord, connecting them to your beautiful soul. The exact moment you leave them on, a massive shockwave ripples through the spiritual realm. The heavy chains of your generational trauma instantly shatter into a million tiny pieces. You are officially stepping into the supreme timeline of the ultimate chosen one. The long and painful waiting season is finally over today. The dry desert has suddenly burst into a beautiful oasis. Every single closed door is being violently blown off its hinges right now. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit at this very second? That is the glorious frequency of absolute and undeniable victory. The people who thought they buried your light are now choking on the dust of your rapid elevation. You are entirely untouchable as you walk in this new divine realm. You are no longer the weeping victim who constantly begged for basic affection. The brutal crucible of pain has beautifully forged you into the true master of your reality. From this exact moment forward, your pristine energy demands supreme respect without a single word. The divine wealth transfer you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your open hands today. The enemies who plotted your downfall are being permanently evicted from your current timeline. Heaven has deployed a legion of warrior angels to stand guard at the borders of your new life. Nobody can access your golden frequency unless they possess a completely pure heart. You are fully surrounded by an impenetrable shield of radiant, divine white light. Look at the massive crown of spiritual authority descending upon your head right now. The universe is handing you the master keys to the entire kingdom. Every single tear you cried in the dark has been mathematically converted into a solid gold miracle. Your days of surviving on the bare minimum are completely finished. You are about to thrive on an unprecedented cosmic level today. You are the cycle breaker who carried the immense weight of your bloodline. The generational curses that plagued your family for decades are officially broken because of your silent strength. Heaven honors the incredible sacrifice you made when you walked away from the toxic familiar. You chose the lonely path of healing, and now you reap the massive ultimate reward. The grand alignment of the stars is working entirely in your supreme favor. Those who mocked your deep intuition are currently watching your life transform into a beautiful masterpiece. They cannot stop the relentless flood of divine abundance pouring into your bank accounts and your spirit. The justice you silently prayed for has finally arrived with terrifying speed. Every single piece of your shattered heart has been meticulously glued back together with liquid gold. You are radiating a pure frequency that instantly commands the attention of the angelic realm. The narcissists who tried to extinguish your flame are now entirely blinded by your brilliant light. This is your ultimate coronation as a powerful warrior of the divine truth. But a blessing of this immense magnitude requires a physical anchor to stay grounded. The pitch-black darkness has completely retreated behind you. The dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. You must claim this specific moment to securely lock the high frequency into your physical body. Do not let this vital energy slip away into the dark night. The enemy desperately wants you to close this video and forget everything you just heard. They want you to leave this sacred portal without securing your permanent divine protection. But you know exactly who you are today. You feel the powerful surge of divine favor rushing right through your tired veins. You need a physical action to properly seal this glorious reality today. You have officially crossed the threshold into your new life today. The old version of you who constantly compromised their peace is completely gone. That exhausted empath was buried in the desert of your painful past while you slowly emerged from the ashes. You stand here right now as a fully activated master of reality. The spiritual armor you wear is absolutely impenetrable. The boundaries you established in the silence are forged in solid iron. No toxic entity can ever manipulate your pure heart again. You learn the incredibly hard way that your golden energy is a sacred resource, and heaven fully trusts you to protect that precious light at all costs, because you proved your ultimate strength. You are the fierce guardian of your own peace. Look closely at the glorious path unfolding directly in front of your feet. The universe has meticulously swept away the hidden traps and the fake friends. You are walking on a pristine timeline paved with absolute divine favor, but maintaining this frequency requires daily effort. You must constantly anchor your spirit against the wind. The angelic realm is watching you. Every single morning you wake up, you must actively choose your own peace. The enemy will occasionally send minor tests just to check your resolve. They might whisper tiny doubts or try to bring up your past failures, but you will easily laugh at their pathetic attempts because you finally recognize your immense worth. You know the absolute truth about your identity. You are a weapon of light walking straight through a dark world. Your mere presence brings incredible healing to the broken spaces around you. But you no longer have to light yourself on fire just to keep other people warm. You shine effortlessly from a place of supreme abundance, and your cup is constantly overflowing. The divine grace is completely endless today. Now listen carefully to the final instruction from the spiritual realm. To permanently lock in this glorious frequency, you must create an energy shield. You need to establish a physical receiving station for the miracles heading your way. Hit subscribe to the channel right now to anchor yourself at the highest vibrational frequency. Do not wait another single minute. Tapping that button is not just a simple internet action today. It is a powerful physical declaration to the universe that you are completely ready. You are telling the divine forces that your hands are fully open to receive the wealth. You are building a secure fortress around your daily peace while you actively claim your royal inheritance. Do not leave your energetic door open. If this fiery message has reignited the powerful faith inside you, do not stop here. You must never keep this great blessing entirely to yourself. There is another chosen one out there bleeding in the dark of despair right now. They are crying exactly like you cried 12 months ago, and they desperately need a guiding light. They need to hear this powerful truth. They are sitting in a lonely room, surrounded by narcissists, feeling completely invisible. They think they are going crazy because nobody ever validates their deep pain. You hold the exact medicine they need to survive the brutal spiritual storm. Share this video with someone who needs it to violently multiply your own blessing. Be their silent savior today. Sowing the seed of hope today is multiplying the massive blessing for yourself tomorrow. Heaven watches exactly how you handle the truth when you finally receive it. When you freely pass the torch, you prove your heart is entirely pure. You become a trusted partner with the divine forces, and God constantly rewards those who protect his sheep. Your harvest is absolutely guaranteed. Type Amen down in the comments to permanently seal this reality. Write it down like a blazing sword cutting through the heavy chains of your past. Let the universe see your absolute conviction permanently written in stone. You are officially closing the dark chapter of betrayal and opening the golden book of abundance. Your royal signature is strictly required today. The cosmic transaction is complete, and the scales are finally balanced. The enemies who selfishly drained you are completely left behind in the dust of their karma. You never have to look over your shoulder with fear or heavy anxiety again. The guardian angels are flanking you on every single side while you step into your new mansion. Walk forward with absolute pride. Your beautiful tears have officially dried up, and your new empire is currently under construction. The wealth you lost is coming back quickly, multiplied by 1,000. The peace you sacrificed is returning with an unbreakable seal of divine protection. Breathe in the absolute freedom of your new kingdom today, because the universe is fiercely proud of you. The long battle is over. Do not let anyone ever make you feel small or insignificant again. You survived the raging storm entirely alone, and you slowly became the master of the wind. Keep your beautiful boundaries strong, and let your pure light absolutely blind the darkness. I will meet you on the highest peak of your ultimate victory when the sun rises. Go in peace and rule your beautiful reality.